6 of 14 from the field. Livingston with a crossover in! Puts it down.
Warriors like transition basketball, and there
Slicing Livingston! Curry, the step around move to Livingston. No look, flip back!
Top 2 3-point shooting teams in the NBA. Top 2 records in the league. Oh,
they just don't shoot a lot.
nice speed. Oh, Livingston.
56%. Livingston cut off by Sweetney. Beautiful.
Livingston comes up with a 3-on-1. Oh, Shaun Livingston.
Nice bounce pass from Livingston.
I count the other side. No, he's 5 of 8. That is an unbelievable.
Simmons shoot with the right. That left hand doesn't work. Simmons had Shaun go behind the back and
bothered by Lou.
I just shot my shot at this little dot. I'm trying to crit that neck on her big neck. My niggas selling crit.
What's up, YouTube? It's Jordan. I'm back with another video. I got a big body banger usually 2 video. Now, first things first, make sure you like and subscribe over to 4K. You know what I'm saying? Today, I'm the build dealer on the Look Corner with this Shaun Livingston nextgen build video. Yes, sir. This was requested for nextgen. I did it on current gen a couple weeks ago, and it was a fun build. You know, I had a good time making it. It's definitely very versatile and all around. So everybody was excited to see it on nextgen because they knew that it would be more of an OP type of build. You know, think about a 6'7" point guard that has contact dunks, that can shoot a mid-range game crazy. You know, on top of that, while playmaking and playing solid defense. So that's pretty much what I did for nextgen. You know, I made it into that type of build that everybody was wanting it to be. And you know, it's definitely one that would definitely take over the game if it was used correctly. Obviously, there's not going to be any 3-point shooting because Shaun Livingston didn't shoot threes. But still, either way, it was definitely a versatile build, definitely a great scoring build. So, you know, I hope y'all enjoy it. And, you know, thank y'all for suggesting, you know, abnormal builds. But without further ado, let's get right into the attributes that I use for this build. All right, so obviously point guard, you know, right-handed, number 34. I made him 6'7". His weight is 181 pounds, and his wingspan is 6'10". He's defined. I believe in real life, Shaun Livingston was like 182 pounds or 192 pounds. It was like somewhere it was close to it. So, you know, close enough. You know, I'm not trying to get too accurate on the weight. I just wanted more speed, really, because he is a point guard. So with this build, you're gonna have elite contact dunks. You're gonna have approach moves with an 85 ball handling, 78 speed with ball. You're gonna have like a 91 mid-range, 95 driving layup. You know, like stuff like that. It's just gonna make your offense deadly in general. Then on top of that, you'll have some sturdy defense. I believe you'll have like an 83 perimeter defense and like an 80 steal rating. 81 defense rebounding. It's just those things that really separate this build because it's the do-it-all build. Obviously, the only setback is it can't shoot 3-pointers, but obviously that sacrifice is good for what it's worth, you know, because you can still shoot the mid-range. And what's the better shot, a 3-pointer or mid-range? So you could still spot it for a mid-range shot and make it like just like how you would spot it for a 3-point shot. And in 2K, if you are open for a mid-range, chances are you're gonna make it. Whereas if you're open for a 3, it can go either way. So, you know, just keep all that in mind. So, you know, it's still an efficient build. It'll still score at the same clip. You just have to change your scoring around it a little bit, you know, like Shaun Livingston in real life, because he was not shooting threes at all. He was just straight mid-range, straight paint, straight layups, dunking, all that good stuff. You know, he was pretty much just getting there and grinding out his buckets. So, you know, this is obviously the same, and obviously it takes a new play style, which is fun because that means you have to learn a new play style all the way now in June. So it definitely gives you something to look forward to. So for the takeover, I would go with pull-up precision and finishing moves, but you could go with, you know, lockdown or a post-scoring takeover. It's up to you. But these ones, I think, and you know, capture Shaun Livingston the most. You know, pull-up precision and finishing moves because of the mid-range pull-ups, and on top of that, his ability to just finish and dunk on people. You know, finish the lay, the contact dunk, either or whatever. So obviously with this build, you know, I would take that as a takeover. And, you know, you see shades of Magic Johnson, Shea, and DeJounte. See, I don't know how I feel about that, but, like, it is what it is. I wish he was in the game. Kind of sucks that, you know, players like him and J.R. Smith aren't in the game on their classic teams. You know, like J.R. Smith should be on the Knicks team. He should be on the Cavs classic team. Shaun Livingston should be on that Warriors classic team, and maybe even on the Clippers all the time. That would be cool. You know, stuff like that we're missing out on in the game. But yeah, so Shaun Livingston once again had one of the worst ACL injuries ever. You know, that definitely just stunned him. You know, there's a 6'7" point guard, you know, with potential to like just rock the league, and then he just blows out his knee. Like, that's just terrible. You know, it wasn't even like Derrick Rose where he had that fame, where he was at his, you know, his peak. He was just still building up. You know, most players don't come out of college just like exploding, especially back then. So he was in his third season, you know, and he had shown signs of superstardom. So it's like he had what it takes to be a superstar, and then boom, knee injury, and it kind of shut him down. But he still was able to be a solid role player. He never quit, he never gave up. You know, he still was able to provide for his team, win some championships, and just be the player that the Warriors needed, that the Nets needed, the Cavs at a point. You know, the teams that he was on, they definitely felt his role because he did what he was asked to do, and he did it efficiently and effectively for the time that he was on the floor. On top of that, you know, great, from what it seems, great locker room presence. Like, he wouldn't be handing out the award for the Warriors if nobody liked him. You know, I'm assuming that they like him. I'm assuming he's a good locker room presence. And yeah, but with this build, you know, it was very fun to play with. It was very fundamental, very crafty. You know, the way I was scoring, it was actually fun to get these buckets because it was a lot harder, you know, a lot difficult, especially against the AI. Obviously, when you're playing against real people, you know, it's going to be easier just because you're going to make mistakes. They're not lockdown defenders, you know. They're not Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know, they're not going to lock you down, so it's going to be easier to cross them, to dunk on them, this, that, and the third. So just keep all that in mind, that I'm doing this on the computer, which is a lot harder to do. So yeah, they really have nothing on this build. You know, this is a build that I would definitely make just because of its efficiency and just because of how quick, dominant, explosive it is. You know, it's just stuff like that that is really cool to see and cool to do with the build. So I had a good time, you know, honestly testing out the build for y'all, and I appreciated once again this request, especially for next gen, just because it was different, it was new. And I know I did it current gen, but it's still different and new for next gen, you know. So it was definitely a great build, and I hope y'all consider making it in June. Obviously, don't waste your VC, but if you want to waste your VC, waste it on one of my builds. You know, I am the best builder in this game. You know, I'm not building these for no reason. I want y'all to actually be able to use these. You know, I won't ever produce a build that is, you know, just trash unless it's a joke, you know, like a prospect build. But like, I remember there's one year where I just didn't do a Charles Barkley build. I think it was last year, or initially this year, because it was so bad, and then I revisited it and made it good. So just stuff like that. I'm always going to give you a good build that can be used in part. So just keep all that in mind. You know, I always got y'all. If y'all need a build, just ask me and I will do it. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 4K. Comment any builds that y'all want, and I will do them. You know what I'm saying? 2K is almost over. I'm out. Peace.